So I recently had the chance to try out a pair of next level haptic gloves, which come with a whopping price tag of, wait for it, $6,000. Today I'm going to give you an inside look at what company makes them, how they work, and who exactly buys these. As many of you know, I love traveling the world to check out the latest tech in the XR scene, from treadmills to simulators, haptic suits, and small form headsets. So those gloves were right up my alley. The company behind this tech is based in the Netherlands, where they share a space with developers working on all kinds of cool projects. It's really inspiring to see creativity come together like that. SenseGlove, as they're called, specializes in developing hand haptics technology for virtual and augmented reality. Founded in 2017, the company focuses on creating gloves that allow users to experience touch and force feedback. You may remember when I paid them a visit a couple of years ago to try an early prototype and the more recent Nova ones. I was already blown away by the possibilities back then, and now, just 3 years later, it was time to return and put on the new Nova 2 gloves. These fresh ones come in a nice suitcase that is equipped with everything you need, including a charger/cables, a manual, and tracker mounts. The gloves themselves are smaller, they're faster, and have a Stormtrooper-like design. Honestly, they could have also come straight out of Ready Player One, right? But anyways, IOI, aka SenseGlove, made sure they're lightweight, hitting around 350 grams per glove. It's because it's made from fabric, plastic, and fish wire. They also come in different sizes and, yes, can be thrown into the washing machine. The Nova 2s consist of two parts. It's like a soft and a hard glove have been sandwiched together. The soft part can be detached from the hard one in order to be replaced or washed. That said, they can be charged over USB-C and last for about 4 hours, which is, well, really decent. Thanks to many wearables having high quality pass-through nowadays, it has become a lot easier to put these on, and since they have become more flexible too, you can move around the office to talk to colleagues or switch between different tasks. It's good to know that the gloves work with Quest, Pico, HTC, and Vario headsets, but do require external tracking such as controllers or trackers. Due to restrictions on the camera data of the manufacturers, this is the only way to make the magic happen. Once that's set up though, you can just connect them via Bluetooth. But before we dive deeper into the demo, the Nova 2s can be broken down into 3 key features. First is haptic feedback. The gloves have small motors that vibrate when you touch or interact with virtual objects, giving you the feeling of touching things. For example, if you press and turn a virtual button or dial, the glove vibrates, making it feel like you're really using it. And on top of that, it has a brand new haptic strap that can apply pressure to the palm of your hands as well, adding active contact to your interactions. Really cool. Second of all, there's force feedback. When you grab a virtual object like a fruit or tool, the gloves use tiny fish wire mechanisms and magnetic friction brakes to resist your hand movements. This makes it feel like you're gripping something solid, even though there's nothing physically there. The resistance changes based on the size, shape, or texture of the object. And 3 are the tracking sensors. The gloves have sensors that track the movement of your hands and fingers. This allows your real-life motions to be mirrored in the virtual world, making them even suitable for mocap performances. So yeah, in the demo they showed me all of these features and more. Calibrating the gloves was simple, by the way. I just had to do a thumbs up and I was good to go. The experience started in a trippy space station filled with alien plants and a giant koi whale swimming overhead. My goal was to create a magical elixir together with a robot to grow the tree that stood in the middle of the greenery. I could move my fingers individually or together, and the response time was quick. Thanks to the smart setup, my virtual hands in the demo matched the size of my real ones perfectly, which made it even more convincing. Only the Smurf hands were a reminder that all of this was just a simulation. My first objective was to grab a flask from the table. Thanks to the force feedback, this felt natural, as the gloves simulated the object's shape and stiffness. It was impressive how quickly the gloves adapted to different angles as I tossed it around, especially in combination with the new contact strap. It made a huge difference. I could even flick it with my finger, balance it on my palm, or pour water over my hand and actually feel it running over my fingers. This right here is where the haptic feedback came in. The motors made the interactions feel more alive. While it didn't exactly trick my brain into thinking it was real water, it gave me a sense that what I was doing mattered. Feedback is key. When I was done playing around, I poured the remaining water into the measuring cup and turned on the device by pressing a big blue button. It felt nice to touch the button in different ways, and the dial to turn up the heat. Let me feel every individual click. Things got stranger when I had to break a crystal from an alien turtle's shell. And don't worry, no virtual turtles were harmed in this video. The crystal felt sticky, which I'm not sure was part of the demo because it made me feel like I had my fingers dipped into super glue. But hey, petting the turtle's shell and head kind of made up for it. While I was distracted by the cute stuff, the robot assistant wanted me to pick up a hammer. The gloves nicely simulated the handle. However, when I smashed the crystal, I was expecting stronger rumble, but it didn't deliver much. My sidekick then transferred the crystal powder into the measuring cup. Meanwhile, I had to grab a purple fruit and use it in combination with a grater. I challenged myself to toss the grater into the air and catch it, which worked surprisingly well. Yeah, it amazed me how fast the force feedback adapted to new objects even in mid-air. Can't say much about rubbing the grater against the fruit though. I did feel the gloves vibrate for a moment, but before I knew it, the giant koi whale came back and dropped off another ingredient. Bubbly, transparent fish eggs or something. These were delicate and by accident I instantly squished one. Well, actually, I did it on purpose because science. The gloves gave just enough resistance to make me focus and be more careful. Important elements, by the way, for real training scenarios. Last, I had to pick up the mixer. Pressing the trigger in the back gave me different speed settings, and feeling the subtle rumble of the motors going from low to high was quite good. By putting it into the measuring cup, the mysterious elixir was finally ready and got pumped into a spray bottle. The force feedback beautifully mimicked the neck and trigger simultaneously, which was awesome to see. And that, my friends, was the demo in a nutshell. It's hard to fully capture this experience on video, but these second-gen gloves are a real upgrade from the first. The force in the palms is a great addition, and overall felt snappier, accurate, and more immersive. Of course, I'm hoping the next versions will work without needing the controllers or trackers, as they do add unnecessary weight, but that's up to the headset manufacturers. Just like the Nova ones, the 2s are aimed towards industries like healthcare, robotics, aviation, military, and manufacturing, where training and simulation can be improved with realistic, hand-based interactions. SenseGlove's mission is to make this all feel as natural as possible, helping companies train employees, test designs, and develop products in a hands-on way. Because haptic gloves are mostly being used by corporations, there aren't really apps that support them. You'll need to download the SenseGlove demo or create something yourself using their SDK for Unity or Unreal. As a VR enthusiast, I found the demo a bit basic and wished for more physics-based interactions, but the developer explained that the demo was designed to be simple and show the gloves' key features, which makes sense. It's exciting to see these already being used by so many in the B2B space, but I can't wait for consumers to start using gloves in video games too. If you want to learn more about SenseGlove or order a pair, check out their website, linked in the description. I'm excited to see what they come up with next, as they're already making huge strides.